Welcome, podcast fans. It's time for the What's Up Bro podcast show presented by J&J Production Studios, the home for all your entertainment needs. All kinds of great topics discussed every week, a variety of different themes offered, special guest appearances, prize giveaways, and so much more. Stay tuned. And now, here are your hosts, Sam Crow and Big Hoss.
Is Saturday. Good evening, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the next exciting episode of the show. It is I, Sam Crow, here with Big Hoss. How are you, Big Hoss?
I'm doing pretty good.
Look like you're chilling, relaxing. It's perfect for a Saturday night for sure. And we are here. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to definitely kick back, relax there, get a little coffee going there. We hope you guys are having a great Saturday tonight. If you missed the episode of the show last night, you can check it out. It's available now at your favorite podcast streaming services, wherever you get your podcasts. You can download the episode for free. Enjoy that. We had a fun conversation talking about the camping trip. I did forget to mention... What's that?
And I'm going camping Thursday.
Oh, nice. Are you going for it for the weekend?
No, just Thursday.
Oh, just Thursday night. Okay. Well, it's still camping, so that works. But we had a great talk about that there. I did want to mention, though, because I forgot to mention this, in case you guys missed it on social media. If you did, go check that out. We do have merchandise available in the official studio store. If you haven't checked it out already, please feel free to do so. We do also have, I know I have one, Hoss has one, Fire has one. We have the official studio mugs. They are Yeti-style stainless steel mugs. Great for coffee, tea, water, whatever you want to choose from. They're personalized. They have the What's Up Bro Show logo on there. We don't have them set in the store, but if you check out social media, if you're interested and you want one, hit us up on your favorite social media site. You can also email us at j_jproductionstudios@yahoo.com to place an order. Pricing and everything will vary depending on the size and style and all that kind of stuff. There's different ones available, so we'll have to get out details. Maybe we'll post something on social media at some point to give you guys a shopping idea. But if you want one, you can reach out to us. We'll be happy to accommodate you guys there. So check it out. They're awesome. They're great. Great travel mug for that for sure if you're on the go. But if you want one, let us know. We'd be happy to hook you up there. So with that being the case, what other announcements do we have? We are still planning for, haven't heard yet. I know she's still recuperating, but we are planning to have Miranda Maverick back with us. She's going to be chatting about her fight that she had last Saturday, unfortunately, that she lost. I know she's been dealing with some injuries, though, so we're waiting to hear from her. We sent her our best wishes. Stay tuned for that. We're going to have that. We also have our good friend Ramsey Veach going to be coming back and joining us to do another episode of Into the Martial Arts World, which we haven't done one for a while, so we're jumping back into that for you guys. A lot of great surprises coming up. 4th of July is down the pike. We're going to have something special going that weekend. We'll let you guys know what that is when we get closer, so we'll see. We're going to do some planning in between now and then. A lot of other great stuff going on as well. We do have, actually, I didn't announce this. I want to put this out there for you guys. Miranda actually will be locally nearby where I am at. I'm planning to go out to see her July 1st, which is actually that weekend. And there is a possibility we may procure some her signed merchandise. If we're able to do so, we might have a giveaway. We might have a contest giveaway where you can win or get a signed item from Miranda herself. We're going to see about that. That's still early stages, not 100% guaranteed, but it's a good chance and likelihood that we may. So stay tuned for that, and make sure, again, you follow us on social media. Keep updates so you know what's going on. We'll try to post reminders for there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great to see her in person. Haven't done so yet, but it's going to be awesome, and we'll try to see if we get something for auctioning off. If you guys want to follow us, you can do so. We'll have maybe a little contest. We'll have some set up for that, and we'll keep you guys posted. So other than that, I think we're good. We do want to get our fire started here. Got that queued up here. Stoking it. There we go. I beg your pardon, excuse me. It is Saturday night. We're sitting by the campfire, and tonight, I was thinking about this, and haven't shared this with Hoss, so he has no idea what's going to happen here, so he's in for a big surprise. So, I got some baby photos that we're going to... No, I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. So tonight, for story time, actually, we're going to sit and chat a little bit. I want to share with you guys... And I haven't actually shared this. This will be first for Hoss, too, because I shared some detail, but not a lot. So most of you guys may know, if you've been listening to the show, regularly, if you're new, at least for the last couple weekends, you may know it's been about a month now. But I did get married this past month. Thank you very much. Actually, wait, where's my sound effect? So, where is it? Oh, thank you. Please. I appreciate it. It's touching, really. Oh, wow, standing with it. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. But I didn't really share a lot of details there. So for story time, we're going to talk about the events leading up to the wedding itself, the reception. I almost called it the after party. I suppose in some cases you could call it that. And some of the details about, I think I shared a little bit of this, but we'll go into more detail about our honeymoon trip and some of the activities we did. So if you need to, get yourself a snack. We're going to take a break in a little bit. We are going to break this up, but we're going to get started here. But if you have a snack nearby, great. You want a blanket to cuddle up with, go for it. Get yourself relaxed. And join us around the virtual campfire for our story time. So let me backtrack a little bit because I'm trying to think where the best place to start this is. I'll do some highlights, actually. So as you guys, a lot of you guys might know, maybe you've gotten married recently or are married and you know you've been through this process. There's a lot of steps, kind of like we talked about with the camping trip. There's plenty of steps we have to do. So there were a lot of steps that were happening leading up to and to the wedding itself. A lot of little last minute details, finalizing details for the caterer, for the photographer. We had a photo booth, which we had a finalized payment for that. What else did we have there? All kinds of stuff, like just all those little details. So leading up to the wedding. Now, wedding week, the week of, it was on a Saturday. So the week of the wedding, early on, a lot of last minute prep. And I mean, when I say last minute, I'm not shortchanging you. I mean right down to the wire. To the point where Miss Eliza, the bride to be there, was really stressing out because it was overwhelming with how much stuff was left to do. But, you know, my goal for her was just trying to keep cool head and the ability to say, you know, let's just tackle one project at a time. That could overwhelm, all that kind of stuff. So, but this went right up to, like, you know, I remember specifically the Thursday before, it was jam-packed day. She was out at the church all day, basically, setting up everything. Even on Friday, which was the night before, which was our rehearsal dinner, which we had family there and our bridal party there, but, like, literally worked up until it was time for the rehearsal dinner. So, you know, and I mean, everything went off really well. We ran through, I think, at least 3 times how the ceremony would play out. Practicing, I don't think we practiced with the music, actually, come to think of it. We played some of the music to hear what it sounded like, because we each had, well, I think it was the bridesmaids. I know I had it with the groomsmen. We had our own songs. I chose a Beatles theme, so we had Beatles songs playing. So, no lyrics, of course. But, and then, of course, when the bride came down, she had her own song to walk down to, which is kind of neat. So we did that, I think, 3 times, maybe 4, because, you know, we're sort of like when you're acting or when you're shooting a movie or a TV episode, you got to run through a few takes, because it's not going to go right the first couple times. Go for your coffee break. Go ahead. I'll continue to share. But, so then, of course, we also had younger children in the bridal party, which wouldn't always cooperate. Well, I had to, nieces and nephews. That was the only. I was gonna say, that was the only except we. To be fair though, we didn't have a lot of kids we didn't really have kids at all. But it was just because they were a close family. That's the only reason why. I know, it's funny though. But it's fun because they obviously weren't going to go on script all the time, so they ran wild and crazy. So we had like a few instances where the attention spans were like that of a goldfish, so they really weren't. We needed them just to be enough to do it a couple times, and then once we started realizing we're losing their ability to they're losing their ability to focus, and we can't control that, then we kind of stopped. But ran through that a couple times, and then the best part of the night, which I'll lead up to. Actually, let's go back. We'll give Hoss a minute to grab his coffee. You know, we picked everything out. We picked where everybody's going to stand. We ran through where we did our marching orders, who was going where, who, what, where, when, and why, and how, and, you know, just a basic rundown. and again, a lot of you guys may have seen weddings, may have had your own, you kind of get the gist of it. It's nothing new under the sun. Like, we did very traditional in that regard. But, it's just kind of, running through that and getting a feel of it, knowing the next day what we were going to do, and, understanding that, that was the whole shebang. That was the big moment. That's kind of coffee. There you go. That's a big mug too. You'll be up for a while. So the best part, though, of course, is the dinner part. And I got to say, the dinner was absolutely fantastic. Let me see if I can recall what we had. We had chicken piccata, wonderful. They had little like meatball sandwiches. They were wrapped like in donut-shaped buns, which fantastic. Peppers cut with meat and cheese in them, fantastic. Let's see what else. Bunch of soda to drink. And what was the finger food? Oh, they had buffalo chicken in cups, like almost like you go to a sample. Oh, fantastic! With celery and blue cheese dressing, not ranch dressing. I almost said it wrong. Fantastic! Like literally, just the appetizer part, I was full. I had a safe meal for the main course. It was unbelievable. And the caterer that did that was the same one doing the wedding the next day. So it worked out really good. The food was amazing, fantastic. We had a great time, and excuse me, enjoyed a lot of food. We gave out gifts for the bridal party. Everybody kind of got a chance to mingle and chat, and get to know who they were going to be standing by or who we were working with the next day. So yeah, that worked out really well. And like I said, the food was phenomenal. And I think for dessert, what did we have there for dessert? There was, I feel like cupcakes, there was cookies, I feel like there was some kind of pudding there. There was like all kinds of I can't even tell you, it was amazing. So we ate, we stuffed ourselves, we enjoyed the night, and then we proceeded to leave for the evening. Now, here's where the fun part starts, and I'll give you detail on this. The plan was, which I forget how we came to it offhand now, but the ceremony itself was supposed to start early, 11 o'clock on Saturday morning, the next day. Why is that fun to mention that? Well, because the ladies have to start super early for hair and makeup. They had to be up at 4:30 in the morning, which, I mean, it worked. I'll say that. We'll go through that, but it was definitely different. Now, and Hoss will know this because I talked to Hoss that night, I was down at my grandmother's, which I stayed over for the night, and I didn't have to be up at 4:30, so there was no rush for me. I was kind of chilling anyway. But the fun part, and this is a fun story part for this, and I don't know if I told you this one. I may have shared this one. I think I did actually, but my grandmother was going with my mom to go up to get her hair done. They had to leave at 4:30. Now, I'm laying in bed, mind you, pitch black out. I was asleep. All of a sudden, all the lights come on, like in the bedroom, like total bright, like good morning. Like I'm sitting there going, like, what the hell's going on here? My grandmother wakes me up, going, "Hey, are you awake? We're gonna be going soon." "Yeah, you're gonna be going soon. I don't have to leave for another 2 hours. I could still be in bed. Why did you wake me up for?" Like, I was sound asleep. So, and then of course my mom comes, picks her up. I couldn't go back to bed. I was just up. I'm like, all right, well, I tried to watch a little TV. I got to drink a juice or something. I think I got water or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm going back to bed. I'm going to lay there. I just kind of laid and chilled. And then, of course, around 6:30-ish, I didn't have to leave till about 7 that morning. My dad shows up at 6:30. He's like, "Hey, are you ready to go?" Well, no. It's still early. Well, we need to leave. I don't have to be there till almost 8 o'clock, and it's only half an hour away. Like, I still have time. So anyway, long story short there, I got up and got dressed, got changed. We headed back. I had the rental car, which we used to go on the honeymoon, so I took that back up, and my dad followed me up. I dropped the car at our house here, and then we went out to the church where the ladies were already getting ready. So we went out, and we had breakfast rating. We had Dunkin' Donuts there. We had breakfast bagels and egg and cheese on bagels and coffee and donuts and orange juice and what else was there? Something else. Oh, it was great. I of course had to have a bagel and egg and cheese and sausage, egg and cheese on a bagel. Phenomenal. Coffee was good too. I drank coffee and I had a little bit of juice, like chilling, because we knew we didn't have to be ready right away because the ladies were taking a while, but the plan was to get dressed and be ready because they were supposed to be out. The photographers coming at around 9 o'clock or so, which we did. We had breakfast. We started getting ready. Now, here's where the story really starts to get fun, because as the age-old tradition goes, and again, a lot of you may have gone through this yourselves in your own wedding, or maybe people that you know. So we were waiting, and I think this time it was almost 9. It had to be at least 9:30. Now, we're on a time schedule, okay? Everybody has to be there. We need to take photos. The ceremony itself starts at 11, right? So it's already after 9, and I think it was about 9:30, and we're going, nobody's here yet. So the rest of the bride and the rest of the bridesmaids show up at I think it was 9:40, and she still has to get ready inside the church yet. Now we're already ready. I'm dressed. We're all good to go. Okay, just to be clear, I've been ready since 8 o'clock, 8:30 technically. So we're waiting, and I'm looking at the clock, my watch, going, because it's going to be pushing it. Finally got ready. We did some photos because we had to do first look photos of seeing her in her dress, which we did. Then we had the family there and the bridal party, and it takes a little bit for photos. We wanted to do that beforehand, so we did. Looking at the clock, going, we're gonna be pushing it. It's 10:40, 10:45, and we got to get in there. The ceremony starts in 15 minutes. Okay, so we go inside, and we're all up waiting. At one point, I go over and look in where the sanctuary of the church is to see how many people are sitting there, because there's pews in there. Pews are empty. 11 o'clock. Where the hell is everybody? We invited 80 some people, and there's 3 people in here. And we're less than 10 minutes away from supposed to be starting. And I'm this is going to be bad, because what's going to happen is we're going to start to have the procession going in, and people are going to be flooding in trying to sit down. Oh my Lord. She's beginning to panic. Not much, but I'm all right, well, 3-4 minutes before we started, people finally got in and got situated. I'm wow, talk about keep cutting it close. And then finally started the ceremony. We got our parents, grandparents, everybody situated. We started. The whole thing lasted maybe half an hour. And then we did, I'm not sure, you've seen The Office, right? Did you watch The Office?
Yeah.
You remember the wedding episode with Pam and Jim?
Yeah.
You know the song they do that they dance down, that everybody dances down the aisle,
Yeah.
We did that dance on our way out. We wanted to do something fun, so we just didn't use the lyrics because for obvious reasons. So we played that. We kind of hop-skipped or jumped our way out as we left. And then it was nice because our church is big enough where we had the sanctuary where we had the ceremony, and then right across the room down the hall was another big room, which was where the reception was. Usually people have it in separate locations, but we didn't do that. So it made it nice. So while we left, we went out. We did not have a receiving line. A receiving line is when you stand there, people come out and shake hands, hug you, and all that stuff. We didn't do that. We went down to take some other photos that we missed in between, while the guests were funneling out of the chapel into the sanctuary into the chapel, which is where the reception area was. So that bought us a little time. But then we almost missed our, how they announced the bride and groom coming in. We almost missed our cue to do that. We're sitting there taking photos, and somebody comes out going, you guys have to get in there to get announced. Oh shit, we got to get in there. You're right. So we did that. We got in, and then we were ready to have appetizers and food. Now, the theme for this wedding we talked about, this is where it gets fun too, is we did a murder mystery. So we had some professional actors there. There's a company that comes out. They gave each of us a part. My character's name was Earl Grey. I had a folder that had my details, all this stuff. We had questions asked. So it was kind of like this murder mystery game to figure out who the murderer was while we were eating, which was a lot of fun. We took some time. They kind of had a little dialogue where they would talk with us. And then we had to take turns asking questions to people, trying to pinpoint who the murderer was. It looked pretty bad. I knew it couldn't be me, but I was a suspect for a while. So, but anyway, it was really neat. I mean, it flew by so fast. I barely had time to read the folder. And trying to eat my food, there was so much food there. But The food there.
Give me any food, yeah.
I probably could. You know, the bad part is I could have, but I don't think it would have made it unless I packed it really well. But that's pushing it. Because I mean, literally, we had. Let me give you an example. Speaking of the food, we had. Let's see. Let's just see what we had. What do we have? We had penne vodka with, I think it was just penne vodka sauce, whole potatoes, chicken. What kind of chicken did we have? Chicken marsala. That was the night before. Chicken marsala on toast. No, what do we have? Chicken. We had peppers. We had cheese, and then the appetizer. We had at least. What's that?
Like, what the fuck was that?
I don't know.
It was like a loud screaming sound.
Somebody's probably getting murdered in the next room.
Sound like a person.
Well, it could be one of two things.
Like animal.
It could be either somebody's getting murdered nearby you, or their neighbors are at it again, if you know what I mean.
No, the neighbors are not at it. That's fine.
Okay. So, okay. But yeah, no,
They're out there on the kids' playground fucking, then it's not the neighbors.
you know what's sad? The sad thing, though, is I would not put that out of the realm of possibility anymore nowadays. People get so bold being outside, like, it's horrible. But no, I could have sent. You had what?
Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. No, you had some what? I've always been curious. I don't know. Like, was it on a park bench, or how did you like?
It was on the park grass.
Okay, that's more comfortable. Yeah, it makes more sense. I was gonna say I can't do it like on the slide. It just doesn't work. I've never actually. I don't know if I could. I've heard people do it in the woods. They do it on the beach. I just don't know. Like the beach is one thing I won't.
In the truck before.
Okay, well that's not uncommon. That works. I've been in a car.
Parking lot in my apartment complex.
There you go. I had the opportunity in a car one time and did that. Wasn't the most comfortable, but let's see. Where's the interesting? Since we're talking about it, let's see. Where's the most interesting? I'll share this. I won't go into detail, but the most interesting place to, the garage.
Get it in.
The garage.
The garage?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There's it's called there's a company called, I think it's called Lovesack. It's a big, like, huge beanbag chair. Okay. And it was an old one that got ruined by water, so it was in the garage, and we just one night were adventurous and found ourselves in the garage, and what can I say?
On an old ass fucking mildewy chair.
Well, it had a cover on it, number one. Number two, it wasn't terrible. There was no really, unless we're going to sit in the car, but it's not comfortable in the car seat. So, is that the most interesting place? Yeah, probably. But anyway, that's as far as I'll go there, because I'll get shot if I go too far with that. So.
You get slapped up, man.
Yeah, I'll have some bruising, that's for sure.
You won't be going camping.
I'll be going camping in a body cast. No, but I could have, back to the food, I could have sent food. I had like 10 pounds of cake left over. It was, we had planned for 120 people, and we only had 80 show up. Now, the fun part of that here's a little fun tidbit. When we started compiling the guest list, because we were waiting for people to respond if they were coming or not, and it was getting late. They passed the deadline. We had April 15th was the deadline for people. Are you coming to the wedding? Well, nobody was responding. We had it confirmed out of the 100 we were hoping for at least 85 people. We only had 40. So I'm like, oh dear Lord, if we only have 40, like, you imagine how much food we're gonna have, because we had a plate set. It was buffet style, but we budgeted enough food for 80 some people. I'm like, we're gonna have to have like 6 refrigerators in the house, because there's gonna be so much shit left over. And there even was, even though we hit our maximum, it was ridiculous. I've been drinking it. Do I have a picture here? I'll send you a picture later. We had specialty soda, like in glass bottles. 6 cases worth. I'm still drinking it at my ears. Like, I have a like case and a half in the garage yet. So the food we had to throw out because the food got bad pretty quick. I ate as much as we could, and like I said, I'd send it out there, but I don't even know if it would make it because it was so fresh that the likelihood that by the time it got to you probably would have been spoiled, just because of how you try to package stuff, and it's just that the airline and the mail carrying it's horrible. But so we had this dinner though. We had the reception there, and
You're right, somebody's dying out there.
I'm kind of worried. I don't know. You got to make sure your doors are locked and don't go near the window. Yep, don't go near the window. Stay away, because if you hear a gunshot, if you hear a gunshot, hit the floor. So this is a fun live. Are we going to see Big Hoss die tonight? We don't know. Stay tuned for that. Who knows what's going to happen? He doesn't.
Before that, I need to give me another cup of coffee.
That's all right. We're going to take a break here anyway because we're about 20 minutes, almost half an hour in. So let's take a pause. When we come back, we'll find out, is Big Hoss still alive? That's the big mystery. If you want to know the answer to that, you got to stay tuned for that. Oh no! Spoiler warning! Bullet through assassin's window coming in. Is he alive? Is he not? I can't tell if he's breathing. You guys have to come back and find out what it is. Take a bathroom break though. Get yourself a new snack and refresh if you need to. Now is the time. And of course, as always, Saturday night is always fun night there. It's shoot the shit weekend. We have a good time with that. When we come back, we'll find out. Did Big Hoss make it? Is he okay? What happened to the monkey? All those questions and more to be answered soon. Don't go far. Come on back. We'll see you guys in just a minute for more here at the show.
Hey audio fans, are you looking for fun and excitement? Have you been searching for that special show? You know, the one complete package you want in a podcast? Then check out the What's Up Bro podcast show and experience what true entertainment is all about. Stay tuned and don't miss the action. Available on your favorite streaming services, including YouTube. Thank you for all your support. And as always, we'll see you at the show.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. Break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
Welcome back, or welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast show. Just in case you're tuning in live for the first time, we're so glad you're here. We are back, and now the final mystery. If you guys missed it, let me clue you in real quick. There was some activity going on outside Big Hoss's apartment. We didn't know what was going on. The concern is, would Big Hoss survive coming back to the show? So now, without further ado, let's not hold the suspense any longer. Did Big Hoss survive? Is he still okay? What has happened? What's the result? And the results are... Oh, it's the ghost of... No, I'm just kidding. He's fine. Any more screaming out there?
A little bit, not much.
Okay, well, there's no gunshot, no glass breaking. Nothing drove through your apartment, so we're good. You just don't know, folks. You just don't know what's going to happen. We don't know half the time, so... But we're glad you're back. We're glad Big Hoss is okay. We're having story time by our virtual campfire tonight for our Saturday night fun. What's that? Go ahead. Oh, that's got to be good.
So, it's not so much of a good story as
Don't tear people
a
down.
good memory of my friend.
Okay. Well, we'll let you tell the story. We'll let people be the judge. We'll see what the audience thinks.
One day, we were out at Sturgis,
Okay.
camping and doing Sturgis stuff.
What's Sturgis for those that don't know what that is? What is that?
It's a biker rally.
Okay, biker. Okay, got it. Okay.
And I said to my friend, I will set you ablaze right now.
Uh-huh.
Next thing you know, he's tackling me, and we're wrestling on the fucking ground, and he's trying to put me in a chokehold.
Oh man.
And I elbowed him. But needless to say, people did not like us. They came up to us, you know, Family Feud in the early morning is not a good thing.
No, not real.
This dude was having a heart attack
Jeez.
while he was there.
Ay ay ay.
But it was my first time to Sturgis, and it was a great time.
Sounds like it.
I went to a strip club.
Wow.
Uh,
Take any singles with you?
no.
Oh, see.
I was mainly sitting next to the DJ because he was a DJ.
Oh, okay.
So we were just there hanging out with the DJ.
Gotcha. That works.
And yeah, it was it. But needless to say, some adult things happened.
Mm-hmm.
We hung out, drank alcohol, smoked some weed,
There you go.
all that kind of thing. Yeah.
It's a very that's a very and
my first time to Sturgis, it was great.
yeah, there you go.
I remember my friend knocked over somebody knocked over our beer,
Oh jeez.
and they offered to buy us new ones. And then when they did, it was the girl that knocked over our beers, right?
Uh-huh.
And when she offered to buy us new ones and we accepted, her fucking boyfriend got all fucking upset.
Oof.
You know, that's not right. Well, you shouldn't have knocked over our beers, bitch.
That's I mean, that's not your issue. It's an accident, but that's what happens there.
If you knock somebody's beer over, you buy him another one.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just proper etiquette there. I mean, that's not rocket science. So that's
So this whole time I had her sitting here going, man. I'm like, if you don't shut the fuck up.
oh
I
boy.
didn't say that, of course.
Well, yeah, you think it, but you don't say it. That's for sure. That's one of those moments.
I don't want to be fighting in the middle of fucking Sturgis.
Yeah.
I don't know who that motherfucker knows.
And you don't want to, say the wrong thing to somebody in there too. Yeah, so that's, oh man, it never fails there. I tell you, these are between that and between I was.
Did I tell you the camping trip where I almost fell down the hill?
Yes, I remember that one.
Okay.
That's funny. All these little life lessons, you learn these kind of stuff. So that's, and
So I went camping up in North Dakota with my grandma, my grandpa, and my cousin.
okay, there you go.
I remember there was a time, this is one of my great memories with my grandpa.
Mhm.
We went and played pool,
Okay.
and he taught us. I can't do it anymore, but he taught us how to hustle.
Yeah.
It turns out I'm not that good at it.
Yeah, you gotta kind of be good at
He
yeah.
showed us a lesson and shit, and how to hustle on a pool table.
I could do that.
I can't do it.
I can do it.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you think so?
You can't.
I'm really good at billiards.
Are you?
Oh yeah, yeah, yep.
Damn, I need to take lessons from you.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to go play pool.
There you go. I really want to get eventually a pool table because I don't play it as much as I'd like to, but every chance I get. But yeah, the hustle game is always, you have to be good at it in order to make it work. So these are life lessons, which again we hope you guys always take notes, but please don't write a book because we have the exclusive rights. If anybody's going to publish and make a lot of money, we're going to write our book about our own life story. So sorry, but we thought of it first. But hopefully, this will inspire and encourage, and give you guys some food for thought there. And I'm chuckling here because I'm watching Haas's face right now.
We go a little extra hour and a half, or an extra half an hour.
We can go a little, we go a little bit over. I probably won't go an hour, maybe like an extra half hour. What we're gonna do though is probably the weekend of 4th of July, if we can plan something. We might do an extra special longer episode too. We might have to do something fun. That's definitely on the agenda.
I know that we're gonna have to do offline recording.
We could do that.
After we're camping.
Yeah, that we can do. We can. We'll have to plan something.
I don't know if you want to bring your stuff or we just use my stuff.
Either way, yeah. I was thinking probably more likely we're gonna have to record stuff because to go live, and there's no way the internet's gonna cooperate and be solid the whole time.
Yeah, but we can still do offline.
We can. We can do it offline, and we can upload it at a later time, and that works. So that's probably gonna be the best option. Yeah, that's something we can do. But yeah, for 4th of July especially, we'll do something extra. We'll do something special. We'll go longer. And again, we may, if we have something, we may do the giveaway that weekend. If we have something to give away there, we might do that. We'll see. But yeah, but these are, like sharing the stories of, again, like I was sharing earlier on about the wedding and stuff. Everything went well, went great. It's, the hard part is like anything else, and even planning a trip. Like once everything's over, like planning the wedding for months at a time, like a long time. And once it's, you're stressed about it, but once it's kind of over, you kind of enjoy it, and it really is a good time. Something that you don't do all, obviously often. At least I would hope not, unless you've been married 5 or 10 times. Although I think the record actually is it? I think it's 5 or 6. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But that obviously, things of that nature when you have a lot of stuff to do, and it's not even just getting married. It's everything else. It's just a lot of things that you can tack on that can be emotionally draining. It can be, I've said this before, I say it again, life really does change quite a bit. I will put it this way. We're going to put a disclaimer out there because I know Haas can probably vouch for this also there too. So if you are a younger listener, at least under the age of 21, even if you're coming into that adulthood at 18, I shared this when I made an appearance on the podcast that I appeared on, which we did share the episode. That episode's available if you want to hear that. But best advice is, I know a lot of guys who are younger, don't rush anything. I shouldn't say don't rush a lot of things. Don't rush anything. Don't commit to a lot of things. Enjoy everything that you can. If you're a lot younger, enjoy being a kid. Don't rush to grow up. That's one thing that I will say. Now, I never rushed to grow up when I was younger, but there were moments I kind of wish I was an adult. Now, all the time, I wish I was young again because being an adult is not as fun as it sounds. So, within some reasoning. That's sort of, you realize that when you make those transitions, you get older, and you kind of appreciate. I know I appreciate like what I had growing up and the time I spent as a kid. I still have a lot of fun now and again. I don't ever. I won't say I never have any fun at all. It's just, things do change and life changes, and we all go through those stages, and that's just part of life, in a manner of speaking. So a lot of times when we sit here and we chat, we talk about our experiences because even though we're getting older, we're still learning things. Obviously, Haas is learning how many times he can split his pants in the course of a year. And I had to get one in there. But there's all these. Okay. Well, yeah, I learned very carefully why. Although to be fair, I can't control when a bear is going to be coming around. So I technically was there first on a public street.
God, if we run into a bear and you leave my ass behind,
Well, I'm not going to do it on purpose, but I am going to run like hell. So, if you just happen to fall behind, I mean, I don't know. I'd say climb a tree, but bears can scale trees, so that won't help you. So, I we'll be all right. We'll keep the food away. As long as we don't keep open food anywhere and attract bears. Your bigger concern is going to be a bear might crawl into your sleeping bag when you're sleeping at night.
Fuck that.
There's this great. I remember this scene from, I think it's the original Parent Trap movie, where, if you guys may have seen this movie, if you didn't, check it out. And it's on Disney. You can watch Disney Plus. Actually, you can watch both. Actually, are on there. But it's the original one from the '60s that stars Haley Mills, and it made me think of this scene. The soon-to-be stepmom, who they don't get along with, they play pranks on her, and one of the pranks that they do is she's sleeping. I don't remember if they move her cot out or she has her feet out into the tent or out near the edge or her tent where it's open. The girls come in and they pour honey all over her feet. Well, a bear wanders into camp and the honey scent attracts it into the tent. So I'm thinking, like, that's what we should do for Hoster. When you're sleeping, I'll pour some honey outside your tent.
No.
Well,
I will fucking come back to life and kill you.
I didn't say you were going to die. Here's the other thing, though. Your bigger concern is going to be is make sure that you don't find a snake in your sleeping bag. Because snakes do live on the ground and they do slither through, and they will cuddle up with you when it's nice and warm in there because they like the warmth, because they're cold-blooded. So the worst case scenario, you might wake up and there might be a rattlesnake in your sleeping bag. So,
Fuck no.
I don't think we have to worry about spiders too much, but that's a whole other issue. So, yeah. But no, I wouldn't leave you on purpose. It's just kind of one of those, if it happens, it happens. But just try to run faster, play dead, or just pretend to be somebody else. I don't know how that helps you, but I heard somebody say that one time. So, the bear doesn't like you, then turn in.
Somebody else gonna help me.
I don't know. I'm like, unless the bear really has it in for you, you should try to be somebody else. So, but yeah, no, that's yeah, I wouldn't do it on purpose. But whenever. No, come on. What would you say that for?
You saw that bear, you take off, motherfucker. Don't even lie.
Now, to be fair, again, I didn't know. I was on a public street. He was trespassing on private property. I was on a public street. So, if anything, that bear should have been arrested because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But that being said, the only reason I ran was I seriously did not know if I had drawn the bear's attention. And I knew had to be doing something, had to be eating. So I didn't think it wasn't noticing me at all, but bears are typically slower, but if his fat ass wanted me, he's gonna be slopping down the road. He'd be catching me, and there's nowhere I'm gonna go. And I'm talking like black bear, like not little, like big granddaddy black bear, like big bear. Like if it stood up on its hind legs, like 8-9 feet tall. Okay, so, and this thing was massive. And the scary part, though, again, is you go back the next day in the daylight. And you realize it wasn't a dream, like there's nothing there. I'm like, holy shit. So, yeah. But I would only, see, I guess the other thing. There's different, I don't know if I would run, especially if the bear is attracted. If the bear already has our attention, we're just going to play dead. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Like, just lay there, don't move, tell yourself don't pee, don't shit your pants. Just lay there. Just don't move. And hopefully the bear goes away, doesn't find anything it likes from you, and just walks away. But no, I wouldn't. It's a situation where try to get out. Like if you're in your tent, stay the fuck in your tent. I'm getting out, or try to at least something. But it's very rare even for bears. I mean, bears are usually more curious than anything else. So unless it's like a savage bear, we should be alright. So I'm not worried about that in that regard. Like I said, snake's probably the biggest thing you have to worry about. So just check your sleeping bag at night and in the morning. And if you feel something crawling up your leg, there probably is something there. So then you got problems. But that's a whole separate animal altogether. So what? You can, if you want to come on, you can come on here real quick. You want to come on here, or you want to jump on your?
What do you want me to say?
Okay, so we have a quick, brief cameo here. Miss Eliza standing here, there.
Yes.
So we were sharing a story. We were sharing a story about the wedding, which we got through pretty much most of it, especially the exciting parts about everybody running late.
Who was running late?
The girls got there a little bit later, I think, than what was supposed to be, and then we almost didn't start on time. It was pushing it to where and then there was nobody in the sanctuary, and it was a whole.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
Huh?
Just okay.
It was a blur though. We had a great day though, and minus the rain. The rain was the only.
It wasn't terrible though. It wasn't like downpour rain.
No.
It's like a misty rain.
The reason being is because we had a butterfly release, which we did, and we weren't sure if the butterflies were going to fly away if it was raining, but they did. So there is that. And we had, what else did we? We had. The photos worked out okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of photos.
A lot of photos. The murder mystery part.
We talked about that. That was fun. Which, spoiler warning, we didn't finish that. I should have mentioned at the end of the day. It turned out my cousin was actually the murderer. So. Yeah, it was kind of funny because she didn't see it coming either, but she played along nicely.
Played very well.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I mean, really, will say this, that was the highlight for everybody. Everybody kept saying how fun they had just at that part. And of course, there was the food and the case and a half of soda we still have out there. But yeah, no, we just actually, what do we do tonight? We just went through 1,000 photos, organizing photos. So yeah, no, it was a great time there, and sharing about how you're prepping for it, and at the end of the day, at least everything went off fairly without a hitch, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a few hiccups, but it wasn't anything that was detrimental. Nobody died, or got sick, or pretty much everything went as smoothly as possible. So it was a good time there. Yep. Anything else you want to say about the experience? I'm not sure if you're close enough.
What else do you want me to say? It was fun.
You can step on the camera even though you have your jammies on.
I'm good. I don't need to step in front of the camera.
No, and then even going on our trip we had was fun after the honeymoon part. That was great.
Relaxing. That was relaxing.
Yeah, that's always the accoutrement of, or the epitome of everything is the relaxation time. So yeah, which is good, but overall nice time. We'll have to. Well, we won't share photos on. We could share photos on the business page if you're comfortable with that.
You can if you want. That's fine.
We could do that. So if anybody's interested, we'll share. I don't know if we'll share all thousands of them.
No.
Maybe we'll take some highlight shots. We'll do the collage of.
I'm gonna release photos on June 20th, a month after the ceremony, on my Facebook page. So I guess if you.
We'll share. I'll take some. I'll share. I'm gonna share a bunch of mine, and then we'll share a bunch on. I have the business pages. We'll do that. So if you guys want to see some shots, you'll see some of the stuff we've been talking about. So, but again, we're not gonna. I mean, if anybody really wants to sit there for 1,000 photos, you can.
No, you're not.
But just like to highlight some of the kind of core moments there. So we'll definitely share that with you, though. But yeah, it was a great time. We enjoyed that. So thank you for coming over and hanging out here. You want to share anything else you can? Otherwise, we're good.
No, good. Just if you're planning a wedding, I encourage think outside of the box. Don't just think you have to do everything traditionally, because that's where you get your core memories from. Is just doing things non-traditionally.
It's actually a good point. I didn't think about that. We mentioned about always planning and go into the minor details and suffer through it just because you want to get everything down pat. But no, that's actually a good point. Going off, I think that was the pressure we had initially too, was following the traditional route, which you don't have to do that. Make it your own. And like I said, murder mystery was the theme we picked. It was something different for the reception time. I know some people do themed weddings, which are always fun. So do that if you at your own peril, at risk, if you want to.
In a sense, we did. In a sense, it was a 1920s themed wedding.
It turned out that way because of the
murder mystery. Like,
right.
Our guests did show up in 1920s. Some of them.
Yeah, more like the core group, like family members and some friends and family, and a bit of, like not the whole.
No, I just said some,
right?
And I think like that helps to add to like the fun of the wedding.
Sure.
So like think if you want to stick with traditional and maybe try and pick like a theme,
it's always good.
Themed weddings, you know, you don't think your guests are gonna like it, but they actually do.
Probably more than the actual ceremony itself.
Yes, and that's the other thing is you can keep your ceremony traditional, which is what we did. That was 100% traditional.
Yep.
But then the reception was non-traditional.
Yeah, it could be anything you want. Yeah.
So like it can be a mix of how you want it to be. It can be anything you want it to be.
And you shouldn't be under pressure for anybody else. Just do what you want to do for that. Like that's, I think that's a lot of big. Like there's a lot of people put pressure to do like. And I know family and friends, everybody means well, but sometimes it just gets to be too much. So pick that theme, pick that plan, get what you want to do for that, and stick to it. And if there's going to be any changes, you should be the one to make them. Don't let anybody else influence you for that one, because that's once you tug on that thread and pull things apart, then things can go kind of haywire, and you know it's not going to be fun anymore. It's going to be a lot more trouble than it's worth in some aspects, which we learned that before. So yeah, that's a good advice there. Yeah, perfect, wonderful for that. Well, thank you for that.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So there you go. Words of advice. Make sure you guys take notes. Very important. It's always important to write that down. So yeah, so there you go. But definitely a learning experience for sure. Yeah, ideally, if you're gonna do it once, don't do it twice. That's you know, if you want to keep it simple, just elope. There you go. It's fast and quick and to the point. That works for them. Yeah, don't tell anybody. Maybe a few people if you really want to. But I digress. Anyway, so let's take another short break here. We'll go just a little bit yet. We'll get another quick pause here because I'm sure everybody's got to have a bathroom break at some point. I'm going to get another drink break because I didn't get enough water the first time. So now's a good time to recharge and refill your snacks there if you need to. I don't know if Haas needs more, but he's got quite the big coffee cup there. Oh, we got a message here. Okay, sorry, we got messages going on there. That's multi-tap. Yeah.
Sorry guys for not being able to do the podcast at the hospital when Mom was throwing up and hopefully all right.
So she did change her name. Hang on.
Basic unicorn.
Oh, I bet you I know why. It's because of that whole, which I still don't understand, but Discord has changed their policy of you need to update your, well, it says your username, but really I could go back to mine anyway because it doesn't really change anything. So, but anyway. Alright, so let's take a break here, take a pause. We'll come back for more of the show there. And we'll chit-chat here. We'll keep our fire going. Our fire can go as long as we want because it's virtual. Never goes out unless we lose power, which hopefully we won't because that'd be kind of bad. However, it wouldn't be the first time. We've been down that road before. So, at any rate,
Yes, we have.
yeah, we learned that, and I'm sure it won't be the last time for sure.
When it used to be, the sprinkler used to freeze up on me.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of things you're worried about, so you never know. But hopefully nothing like that happens. We'll be back then, so stick around for more. Go ahead, get yourself something refreshed and rejuvenated. We'll come back for more here. Keeping it fun for you guys on Saturday night. It's the weekend. SummerSlam Fest is in full swing. Summertime is fun time. It's party time. Hit the pool. Do what you love to do. Have a great one there. Come on back. We'll see you guys in just a moment for more. Stay tuned.
Hey there, do you love podcasts? Are you having difficulty finding the right ones to listen to? Is it frustrating when you're trying to pick that show? You know, the one where everyone must collectively agree on? Like finding a good movie or TV show to watch, do you look for the most jam-packed entertainment that's possible to find in a single episode every week? Then search no more, and welcome to J&J Production Studios. It's our business to provide the best entertainment and information available for you. Whether you're sitting in that comfy chair with your favorite snack and beverage listening live each week, or downloading your favorite show episodes to take with you on the go while you're at work, exercising, or even just to play at night for you to fall asleep to. There's something for everyone, no matter what size, shape, or age you are. Visit www.linktree.com/J_J Production Studios to find all the streaming services where our podcast shows can be found. You can also connect with us on your favorite social media platforms, including Facebook and Twitter. You can join our public Discord server and chat directly with us. But wait, there's more. You can subscribe to our official YouTube channel and be notified every time a new show is broadcast. Wish you could have some studio souvenirs or collectibles? Guess what? You can. Visit the official store where you can purchase items featuring your favorite podcast and show hosts. Would you like to help support us? You can do that by getting your very own exclusive membership on our Patreon account. All proceeds go to help us upgrade our shows, which will only enhance the entertainment provided to you. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you as an audience. Your love and support are always appreciated. We'll see you soon.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
Do what you want, do what you want, do it. Do what you want, do what you want, do it.
Break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
I hope everybody's still awake, and if you're just tuning in, wow, great to have you here. It is the What's Up Bro podcast show. It's Saturday night, June 17th, the night actually before. Can't believe I didn't say this, but I want to pass along these well wishes to everybody, all of you out there. Happy Father's Day, one and all. Tomorrow is Sunday, June 18th, is Father's Day. If you are a father, whether biological or not, you still count. Hope you have a great day spending time with family. Really enjoy those moments and appreciate that. We talked about that for Mother's Day, how much mothers are appreciated, but fathers just as much too, so you're not left in the cold. So please be happy, healthy, and safe there, and share a good time. If you're doing something special with a father tomorrow, great. But let's let all our dads know how much we appreciate them. We appreciate every single one of you guys. Could not be here without you also. Just a quick shout out there as well. We're back here. Let's get the campfire going here. I always seem to forget that. I wish there was a better way to do this. I need like a Kickstarter. There we go. Just give a kick in the log and it goes on. We're here, swapping some campfire stories, chilling out there, relaxing, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. And there were a couple of guys who were up to no... Just kidding. You know where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
So, no, I'm just kidding. But no.
Sadly, I do.
Yeah. So no, we're chilling out here. We're having a good time, and it's a good way to kick back and relax. And the weekend's still in full swing. I know it's for a lot of people. It's kind of sad, because you're coming towards the end of it. Which yes, we are. But at the same time, you can still have a great Sunday. Sunday's always fun part of that weekend where you can kick back and enjoy, and just take that time for yourself or catch up on some things you don't normally do, as we always say. But we always look forward to the weekend because we get to sit back and hang out with you guys and just have a good time. That's what we're here for. And we hope you guys get just as much out of it as we do, because, we do enjoy giving our best efforts to entertain you guys and give some good information. And, we look forward to that with shows coming up where we have special guests, where we have topics that we talk. Sometimes we do get more in depth, but this is one of those nights where we just kind of kick it back and relax. And we like to laugh at ourselves now and again too, which is, always important. So
Yeah, Mr. Takes off running when he's there.
Yeah, and then of course there's the gunshots or the screaming outside somebody's apartment.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
The gunshots happened once.
One time. Well, doesn't mean it can't ever happen again. So
And that was just screaming.
well, here's the thing though. It's screaming, but you don't know what the situation is. If it's screaming,
I wanted to know what to find out.
well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it might just be nothing. It might just be screaming. Here's the thing. I'll tell this little bit of story because I shared this before, and Hoss knows this story. But when we were down in Delaware, and our little guy had to have surgery, we stayed there for a couple of days, which it turns out he didn't have it because of complication. But we rented a house down there. Now, Eliza stayed with our little guy at the hospital. I stayed at the house by myself. And I think we were there a total, of 5 days, if I recall. Not 5 days? 4 or 5, something like that total. But this was probably like the second or third night. I think it was the second night, actually, I was there. And not from the area. I mean, the neighborhood wasn't terrible, but, it's quiet. And this is about 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, I'm watching a movie by, this place had like one of those, it's a heater, but like you can see like the fire and stuff. Like I had the glow going, excuse me, and I heard shouting, and I'm like, that's not the movie I'm watching. And there's a guy outside shouting on the street, which, long story short, turns out I ended up helping the neighbors call the cops because the guy was strung out with who knows what he'd been taking. But you don't know, and I even told people don't go near him because you don't know what kind of demeanor he's at, and if he's really strung out that much and doesn't know where he's at, you can agitate somebody and cause someone to go off. So you don't want to do that. But you don't know. And so screaming can lead to all kinds of things. And then of course there's the episode, not most recently, where I had parents arguing with me in the street because they claimed I chased their kid around, which I didn't. And that could have been a a very bad situation because Dad walked up on me. I don't know the guy. He could have a knife in his pocket, and so screaming can turn into a lot of things. It could be nothing just the same, though. I'm not saying you're wrong. There's always that possibility. It's just screaming. But, in this day and age, you can't be too careful. And here's the thing. I would trip a dog, if you still had your balcony, which you don't, I would triple dog dare you to walk out on your balcony in the middle of a screaming session to see what would happen. And not only that, but you're going to draw attention.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Exactly. So that's the whole point of that. But... Mm-hmm. But again, you don't know. I mean, we hope it's nothing because we don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. But in this day, it's not uncommon, and it's sad but true, and it happens. And I mean, it's just one of those situations that better to be safe than sorry. And you don't want to be out and about, and you don't want to risk anything that could be jeopardizing to you. So just something to think about. But either way, you survived to this point, so obviously there's no gunshots, so we know nothing bad's happening right now, but there's always tomorrow. So keep your head up and hope that tomorrow's another day that you don't nothing happens. But it's true though. Like, you go outside your door, you just don't know. And I know that sounds maybe a little over dramatic, but even like for us, I've always said I've lived in a small town. I've never really had big city experiences other than on traveling trips. But anymore now, even in a small town, we have this kind of stuff a lot nowadays, which is not uncommon. Like the gas station down the road gets robbed like every few months. So it's one of those type of deals where it's just it's not the unaverage norm anymore when you have these kind of incidences. And it could be dangerous just going to the grocery store. You ever see a fist fight break out in the grocery store? I mean, I haven't. Yeah. There you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not even safe in the freaking grocery store. Like, so where do you go? I mean, safest place, and statistically safest place, but anymore even it's not guaranteed, is staying at home. But you never know. And we have weird hazes that come around. God knows what's going to happen next. I shudder to ask that question. I shouldn't ask that question because nothing ever good comes of that. But, all these things just sort of, just go to show that we're living in an entirely different world than we were before. And it's just kind of learning to adapt. Now, like going camping, for example, we talk about that. It's a safe environment. It's a quiet place. You don't expect a lot of people there. I mean, if you do, you expect people to be cordial and friendly, and you don't expect to be murdered on a campsite. One would hope. You're not going there to get yourself murdered. You're going there to relax and have a good time. So, same thing whether you go to the beach or you travel to Europe or South America or Asia or Europe. Wherever you plan to go, the idea for a vacation or a trip is to get away and be relaxed and not worry about anything. But even with that, like let's say you travel outside the country, you travel, international, no matter where, you're in a foreign country, and you have to be careful nonetheless. It's even dangerous here in the U.S. Even in certain places, like you would go and you wouldn't think it could be dangerous. You just don't know. Like, life is not the way we knew it, and probably a lot of you listening who are a lot older than we are can definitely concur with that, because you've lived to see and tell the tale of how the transition of time. I was going to say transcending, but the transition that time brings. That the differences that really come with that. So, but there are life lessons there nonetheless, and you can always take something away from it. You should. So don't ever look at it in a negative light. Always look at it in some positive. So that's kind of what we always say we hope for too. But yeah, it's always something to be had and positive, no matter what age you are and what walk of life. You can always gather something there. But that's probably an easy way I can surmise it and sum it up. So hopefully that's an encouragement and an inspiration to a lot of you guys, especially if you're dealing with a hardship, and some people are. We're all at different points. Not everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows and roses. Sometimes we have moments where we're going to struggle, we're going to suffer, and the real testament is how well are we strong enough to persevere to get through it. That's really, at the end of the day, what it all comes down to. So I've had hardships. Hoss has had hardships, right? So it's not always, everything's always hunky-dory all the time. And I can tell you, and Hoss knows because I've shared a lot with him too, I've had a lot of rough patches where, the shit really hits the fan and things just kind of unravel fast. And it's so frustrating and so happens at such an alarming rate that it's unbelievable. But take these experiences when we share with you guys. Again, we always have fun, but we also try to have a positive message there too. But we want you guys to grow and learn, and always, of course, share experiences with us because we're always eager to learn new things too. So that's something that we walk on this journey together. It's not just us, it's not just you. We go hand in hand. It's a two-way street, just like anything else. So we hope you guys have share those same sentiments, because we do truly try to put that out there for that very reason. But yeah, we're learning together. You learn until you die, so there's always something to be had and learned every day. So find what that is. Find that silver lining and run with it, roll with it. Expand your knowledge base, expand your repertoire of things that you understand, and become a better person for that. So that's the best way I can put it. You agree? Disagree?
Yeah.
There you go. So with that being the case, though, we did go a little extra longer tonight for a special part of this episode. I think we're getting ready to wrap things up here too, because I know Hoss looks like he's going to get tired. I need to have my dinner I haven't had yet and go to bed. It's getting an early day tomorrow too. Hot dogs and mac and cheese.
Is the hot dogs in the mac and cheese?
We're going to cut them up and put them right in. Yep. Mm-hmm. Something quick and easy, but still delicious. It's a great thing to do, especially if you have kids. If you love that, even for adults though, go for it. Have fun with it. I'm gonna add some hot sauce to it. I love to spice it up a little bit, so it's all kinds of neat things you can. Yeah, no, I think Hoss is a little more sensitive in that regard. So, well, you guys, of course, as always, it's always always a great pleasure and privilege to be with you guys every single weekend. Stay tuned. We might do another episode of another podcast. I know we have on the list to do the sports show coming up. A lot of things have been happening, so maybe we'll work something out for later this week. But, of course, What's Up Bro Show, we're here every weekend for you guys. Hope you guys have a great Father's Day weekend. Enjoy your fathers. Spend a lot of great time together. Make great memories that will last a lifetime. We'll be back, of course, next weekend. We're around, so make sure you keep track of that. Stay tuned. Follow us on all social media, and go back and check out your favorite episodes of any of the shows we have available there. You guys can download your favorites, compile that list. There's a huge library there, so check out your favorites. There are plenty more to add there. But we'll definitely be back next weekend. We should have our friends back with us too. Everybody's out for the night, but we'll be back to full strength again soon, so hopefully you guys look forward to that. We might do a game corner too, and we may have a couple special guests next week. Not sure. I'm going to reach out again to some people, and we'll see, but it is on the docket, so stay tuned for more. We'll keep you guys posted. So, with that being the case, I'm going to throw it to Big Hoss first, to him to say his goodbyes and give you our most important message. And what is that, Big Hoss?
Good night, everybody, and if you're going to drink, don't drive.
And make sure you party hardy, though. It is the weekend, but just be responsible. That's the key point there, of course. And, of course, for me as well, you guys, take care, be happy, be healthy, and be safe. Love one another. Don't get into fistfights over produce or vegetables. Make sure that you don't scream outside somebody's apartment either, and for the love of God, don't fire any gunshots either. That would be much appreciated. So, keep your hands and your weapons to yourselves, please. Love and peace and kind to everybody. You don't have to like everybody, but at least don't try to kill anybody. That's the most important thing. Until next time, you guys, have a great night. We'll see you all again soon. We love you all so much. We appreciate you more than we'll ever be able to convey, but we try to do it often because we mean it from the bottom of our hearts. Goodbye for now. Good night. Of course, until next time, when we will see you all at the show.
Thank you for listening to the What's Up Bro Show. Catch all the latest live action on your favorite podcast streaming services, including Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. You can also check out episodes on the studio's official YouTube channel. Subscribe and become a member today. Don't forget to also turn on notifications so you'll know when new content is uploaded. Stay tuned and don't miss a single moment. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, we will see you at the show.